On the surface, this play is about an old man in New York who walks into traffic and almost gets hit by a car. And the young guy who is driving the car gets cited, and his community service is that he has to go over to this old man's house once a week for 6 months and help him out. That's on the surface story. The real story is that two men who could not be more different from each other meet at a time in their life when they're in a similar place. And they each have a secret that they've been holding on to for a very long time, but have nobody to talk to. Don Edelman is important because the role is for an 86-year-old Jewish man, and he's an 87-year-old Jewish man who happens to be an incredible actor.
He's a character that reminds me very, very much of my grandfather on my mother's side. And he was a great guy, but he was a very opinionated kind of a guy and would do anything in the world for you. But he was a tough guy to break his shell. And I think Mr. Green kind of was like that.
And then I need a 29-year-old young guy, and I was lucky enough to get Krystopher Perry, who's a remarkable actor.
Mr. Green is in a real bad spot at the top of the show. He's had suffered some losses, and when he meets Ross, he's in some despair. And I think through Ross, and through the fact that Ross is searching for some fulfillment in his life, he gets to a place where he feels a little more whole. And that process of a man who's lived and experienced life, and also a man who's about to start his experience of life, meeting where they need each other is something that's really heartwarming.
You know, I read this play several years ago, and there was just something about it. You know, one of those plays that just, you read it and it just gets to you. And it was always in the back of my head, someday I'd like to direct this play.
I felt it was a very, very pertinent play, especially for me personally, though it's got a lot of Jewish content, in which I am. I felt that it's a play that needed to be shown because it's involved a lot of current events, things that are happening today.
It talks about how the younger generation deals with an older generation. It talks about minority difficulties. It talks about dealing with loss. It talks about dealing with differences within your own family. The way we deal with loved ones, even though that we may not like how they are. How do we talk about the differences that we have, and how do we still connect with each other? I think a lot of people can relate to some of those things.
It's got everything. It's got humor. It's serious. It's moving. You care about these characters and what happens to them. These characters will get to you. Their relationship will get to you.